Pittsburgh. The industrial age, the steel mills are long gone. A new industry has established itself. Here, robots are being designed. This one, named Chimp, is testing its limbs on its own. Soon, battalions of them, connected via internet, could perform rescue missions in disaster zones.
I think it's going to run through the lift joints momentarily. We are still a long ways away from a robot having a complete understanding of the world, of cause and effect, of desires and hopes and dreams. And those are the things that still make humans human and robots on a much lesser scale. Well, you could think of this scenario almost as robot dreaming. This is, a robot conceptualizing what is going to happen in the future and thinking about different scenarios. And for any of these motions, it's considering thousands and thousands of scenarios per second that might happen. Especially when you get to the point of robots exchanging information with one another, then you might have a robot dreaming about places it hasn't even been. This is the Chimp view of the world now using a high-resolution laser scanner. And it has to really build up its learning of what's going on in the environment. In this case, it's a valve that it's trying to turn. And we see the pre-planning. This is like the robot imagination of what's going to happen, where the gripper is going to be, how it's going to come into that valve, and how it can manipulate it.
It could have opened a valve in Fukushima and preventing an explosion.
That was one of the key things that spurred this research, realizing that it was too dangerous for humans to go in. But if you could have had a robot go in and just do some simple things, straightforward things that humans were unable to do, open valves to change the cooling flow patterns, maybe turn on pumps again, that would have made all the difference in preventing the hydrogen buildup and the subsequent explosion.
I can not only imagine artificial intelligence evolving spontaneously on the internet, but I can't tell you that it hasn't happened already. Because it wouldn't necessarily reveal itself to us.
I think that the biggest risk is not that the AI will develop a will of its own, but rather that it will follow the will of people that establish its utility function or its optimization function. And that optimization function, if it is not well thought out, I mean, even if it's if its intent is benign, it could have quite a bad outcome. For example, if you were a hedge fund or private equity fund, you said, well, all I want my AI to do is maximize the value of my portfolio, then the AI could decide, well, the best way to do that is to short consumer stocks, go long defense stocks, and start a war. And that would also be quite bad.
I think we're going to get to the point where almost everything we do will be done by machines. And we'll still need people, but I mean, if you ask the question about will there ever be a artificial intelligent machine that makes movies, absolutely yes. Will it be quite as good as yours? No one can even come close.
Of course not.
But actually, I think almost everything we do, we find machines doing better. And the reason why that's the case is because machines just learn faster than people can learn.
But they cannot fall in love as we can.
And will it be useful for machines to fall in love? Will we want to have machines that are just like people? I would say no. Honestly, if my dishwasher came to me and said, look, I'm falling in love with your refrigerator, and as a result, I have no time to wash your dishes, I wouldn't like that dishwasher.